So we've been talking about this for quite some time now, opioid addiction. It continues to be a major crisis plaguing lots of people in our communities.
So true, and it's why Nassau County District Attorney Madeline Singas is making this epidemic a top priority. In fact, her office is teaming up with the Islanders hockey team, speaking out against opioids in a new public service announcement. Madeline Singas joining us this morning with more. Madeline, thank you for being with us. Yeah, I was just reading with the Islanders and Matt Martin making a PSA for it, and you taking some young students to the game, both in high school and middle school, trying to get this information to them.
Exactly. We're doing everything we can to make sure that people are aware that there's help out there. If they need help, they need just to reach out, because you know, someone who's in the grips of addiction, it's very lonely, they feel very stigmatized, and we're trying to make sure that we're open, we're talking about it, we're getting people the help that they need. And I'm so grateful to the Islanders organization. It's a great PSA announcement. It was so much fun to be at the game, and it's great for kids to see their sports heroes talking about such a serious issue.
Well, it's a good thing because it's, you know, maybe it gets them to not try it, but for those who are already doing it, they probably don't see that Islander PSA.
Well, you know, you never know because so many people are watching the game, especially now.
I know, but let's face
Islanders.
it, somebody who is addicted needs a lot more help than seeing a PSA.
Yeah, they do.
So what exactly what are the other things that you're doing in Nassau County?
I mean, look, enforcement is always a key for us, especially in law enforcement. So we're not taking our foot off the gas pedal at all. We're making sure that enforcement is one of our top priorities. Major drug dealers who are bringing this poison into our communities are being prosecuted. The other thing is education. We're out in schools talking to kids to help them not even go down that road.
Not to try it,
Not to try it, because we tell them what a life of addiction looks like. We talk to their parents about the signs. Is your kid addicted? Are you ignoring something that's going on in your kid's life that maybe you should be aware of?
Kind of difficult for some parents to come to that place to recognize it also and to say something, you know, because of the stigma that's associated with it.
Right. They don't want to be the one to say, oh, my kid's addicted. No, they'd rather keep it inside, keep it internally. So we're saying, no, you have to deal with this, and we'll help you deal with this. And, of course, treatment. So,
are you concerned with all this talk of legalizing marijuana, that it sends a message to kids that maybe not all drugs are so bad?
Look, I mean, there is a concern because kids correlate safety legality with safety. So if something's legal, then of course I can use it. So our concern is public safety, right? If these kids are high and they get behind the wheel of a car and they're on our roadways, and that's something for us to be concerned about. It's the same thing with the opioids, right? Like people got it prescribed by doctors and they thought that it's legal, so it must be safe. But when you abuse it, then it becomes unsafe, and then it becomes an issue for us in law enforcement.
Just heard Chuck Schumer talking about this other drug that we were not that familiar with, but that because of the partial government shutdown, that even that's compromised.
Yeah, because you need federal licensing, doctors do, to prescribe that Suboxone to help with the cravings associated with the addiction of opioids. So if you can't hand out the licenses, if the federal government is shut down, then you know fewer doctors are getting their licenses and fewer people presumably are getting the drug that they need.
But if you have a prescription for that already, you'll be able to.
Yeah, I believe yes.
Okay. And Narcan is still available?
Absolutely. Narcan is still available, and I'm urging people to go to our website, heroinprevention.com. There's a lot of great information on the website, lots of resources, and the message is there's help out there. So let's get you the help that you need and get you on the path to recovery.
You're also spearheading a campaign when it comes to teenagers and drinking and driving, choices or consequences, and using convicted offenders to help get the message out.
Yeah, absolutely. Because you know what? It's different when there's prosecutors talking to kids, and it's different when there's parents talking to kids. But if you actually get someone who is an offender, some kid who killed his best friend because he was driving when he was high. As part of their sentence, we required them to come out and talk to kids, to be in our schools and say, look, this isn't so far away. This is me, and I'm standing in front of you, and it happened to me. And I thought it wasn't a big deal, and now I have a criminal conviction.
Are you seeing that it's resonating?
Absolutely, absolutely. The kids definitely can relate to it, appreciate that it's not so random or far away from them, that it can impact them at any point. So we tell them all the time, look, have the courage to say, you know what, A, I'm not getting into that car because I think that person was driving. Never do that. Don't be the person responsible for someone else's injury, death, that can alter your life. So just make the right choices.
Let's talk about MS-13 because everybody talks about, you know, Nassau County, Suffolk County has a problem with MS-13 gangs. What are you doing? What's the latest on the fight there?
I mean, it is a fight, and we are bringing the fight to them. So I'm happy to say that our law enforcement efforts have been laser focused on this gang. And in 2018, we had 1 homicide associated with MS-13, whereas in the years before, our homicides were 30% or even 50% attributable to MS-13.
So what do you think? Are they in hiding, or what's the story?
I mean, look,
with
that last investigation that we did last year took down 17 of their major operators. 1 was the leader of the entire Eastern Seaboard, and 16 of his high-level lieutenants and cohorts. So that had a huge impact. When you dismantle an organization at that high level, it takes years to rebuild that. And we're not going to let them rebuild because the pressure is on, and we're working with all law enforcement agencies. We've got a great police department that we work with every day, and with federal agencies as well, to make sure that they can't rebuild.
Yeah, it's on the national forefront as
Absolutely.
well. All right, Madeline Singas, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Thank you so much.